I believe that's
silences.
Hey, I can't see where when the button starts up, so yeah, that's on you now.
No, it's all good. I was trying to go for the awkward silence intro. It works. Yeah. So anyway, so as far as tonight, yes, we are fairly light on players and all of that, but it'll work out. So we got Digger in here, we got Bindweed and Trill, and Cass, you said you're going to be Myriad?
Yeah. Myriad. Because she was there with the other things.
So the player with all the voices in her head is playing the character with all the devices in her head.
This seems wonderful.
Then she stops. She has her cheeseburger in both hands. It's a big cheeseburger, by the way. And she's like, it was a few inches from her mouth, and she stops, looks at me, slams it down on her plate, and then turns around to not look at me because she knows that she's smiling, and she didn't want to validate me. Except her share is shaking because I know she's laughing.
We can also hear her snickering.
No, that's me.
Her response was "fuck you" because she's still muted. Anyway, so let's see. It was last week that we didn't upload a session, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So there were a few things taken care of. Where, one second. So pretty much just, I guess, due to a small number of scheduling whatevers or and such, we were having a hard time getting together for doing roles. So the roles were then done where pretty much the group went and met up with a guy who apparently works for this dragon. They met at a diner outside of Hamburg, where I don't know, Josh. In a word or two, how do you think you would describe Digger's reaction to this dude?
Completely civil and not at all skeevy at all, despite the fact he's involved in dumb shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that all went. Hell, the dude even offered to sell you guys guns.
We don't need guns.
And still, offer standing.
We are guns.
There you go. That's Emily's next character. A talking gun.
I'm
No.
just a talking gun. I'm a gun.
No, that
Guns.
would be a sword, remember?
She needs to be a gun that shoots other guns. That shoot other guns that shoot bullets.
Exactly. Like Gunception.
Nah, she just needs to be Megatron. She just needs to transform into a gun so that someone else can shoot people.
Dumbest fucking idea. Anyway. So, they talked with the guy. They're like, so what's the deal, yo? And he's like, I just sell the guns. I don't do shit. They're like, what do you know about Darkfather's plan? He's like, dude, I just sell the guns. We don't ask. It's not in the job description. It's not in the contract with the clients. It was also pointed out that they actually sell to the to the ECS, the European Crime Syndicate. And why the whole, James French selling to things is only an issue for them at all, because they're like, well, it makes it seem like some of the people we're selling to aren't the best at holding on to their equipment. Which then affects how other clients look at our stuff. Only a little bit. But anyway, so after this whole meeting, everybody went back to base and they're like, okay, so what the hell do we do? Well, Digger went into a phone call with this guy, or called him up, because the guy gave him his card. And Myriad used that as an opportunity to trace the call, hack into his phone remotely through the phone network, and they were able to filter through a bunch of his contact information and text messages and all of that crap that was on his phone to come up with a small list of names of people he had been selling to.
Right.
In which case, there were 4 things that came up. There is an a number of names that are involved with an Italian mob ring that's working with the ECS. Salazar Chambers, the Duke. Teresa Flor Oswald. Don't know who she is. I don't know who she is yet, but we're working on that. And then somebody by the name of Security Chief Duggan.
Or by his. Well, actually, no, we don't know that yet, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yep. So, pretty much what this comes down to is after filtering through all of that information and then reporting it to everybody, the group would end up going in, I guess, into the conference room to go discuss the information that they found. Cassie is looking at me in the most sad and pathetic way as she realizes she has cheeseburger goo all over her hands and she can't press the unmute button without gooing her headset.
Make her goo it.
That's not the problem. The problem is that I can't retract my mic while I'm eating. I either have to unplug it or...
Did you get cheeseburger on your microphone?
No, but I almost did.
Oh.
And I have it in my face.
That's okay. It might have improved the sound quality.
Ooh.
Because my microphone doesn't pick up anything.
But anyway, so where our scene tonight is going to start is Myriad is going to be in the conference room and, just sitting there chillaxing with a bunch of information that she pulled out of the stuff, which some of it is things that are still to be determined. Because I don't know what direction you guys are wanting to go with it yet, and I'm kind of pulling this shit out of my ass as we go. Then, so she's got a couple of stacks of papers, and I guess called a meeting for who wants to talk about stuff and the planing.
Okay.
I do apologize because I want to finish eating really fast. So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit.
Well, then.
And yet she's typing to roleplay with somebody on Guild Wars.
I'm eating.
Well then.
So anyway, I guess since the entire session is stalled until then, what is everybody's character doing?
Well, normally mine would probably just be nuding up the arbor, but since the meeting was called, just gotta get dressed and get in there.
Indeed.
Had I called this meeting?
Well, you're kind of the character with all the information in their head.
Yeah, I got that, but I don't know. I was... Never mind.
You're a geologist. That means you have precognizance, right? Why don't you call the meeting?
Digger wouldn't call the meeting. Digger's busy. Does Digger know? Is Digger aware of the names? Matt.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I would assume not yet, because that would dilute some of his spazziness, and I want to see him spaz.
Okay, then Digger is totally at the place. He comes to the meeting.
I was making a joke because I said he had precognizance because he's a geologist.
Well, he does kind of have like precogn in his pocket.
He is your sole contact.
Dirty.
Oh my.
Is that precogn in your pocket?
What about the Trill?
I have no idea.
Was she finally making his coffee?
Sure.
It's true. You guys could instead choose to have the meeting room and the rec room. It's been a while since we role-played in that room.
I don't know. Since
There could be an espresso machine in the meeting room.
Since the pizza roll instance, Bindweed's been hesitant to go in there. No, not really. That would be fine.
Good answer. Don't show weakness. He'll capitalize on that.
It's okay. He tries, she'll just call it precogn. Like, hey, would you like to make Digger super uncomfortable and help me out in the same,
By the way,
at the same time?
I want to know, how many pizza rolls does Digger have left?
It's true. They got him like an entire.
Case.
Yeah.
Hang on. I have a better thing. Oh, it didn't let me do the thingy. It went off the map. That's so sad. There we go. For any of you actually looking at roll 20.
I'm in the process of booting it up. It's being a pain in the neck.
Right under her nose.
Oh, it's finally actually gonna load.
Damn it, Bull, stop digging in my arbor!
I wasn't digging in your arbor. I was digging below your arbor. The pizza rolls are hidden here, 30 meters below the earth, where only I can obtain them.
So I have no longer food in my hands, although it's still on my plate. It's okay.
Oh my, okay.
So Myriad, who has called this meeting, is like pulls down a thing. Fun. Projector screen. That one. Right?
Okay.
And without any words or anything.
Wait, there's a projector screen when both of the walls on either side of the Oh no, because you're in the rec room now.
I don't know. I just wanted to pull out a projector screen for
Okay,
that.
because I was say the conference room has a pair of giant monitors that are the size of 2 walls.
I wanted to pull down a damn projector screen.
We'll say you guys are in the rec room.
Okay.
Cassie, you goof.
I like pulling them down, okay? Anyway. And without any remotes or anything, the projector turns on. And there's displayed a wonderful PowerPoint
Uh-huh.
that's not actually PowerPoint, but whatever. Because PowerPoint sucks. And it has the list of the people that the dragon has been selling to. And up at the top it says the people the dragon has been selling to.
Okay.
She's like, this is the useful stuff that I got off of the phone. If we're going to go after the guns, then we need to go after these people.
Digger looks disturbed.
I've never heard of any of these people.
And what is Trill's reaction?
Well, I guess that's not
We
true.
lost Casey.
Oh.
She says my thing just freaked out. So I asked her if she's kicked it in the dick to assert dominance.
Should we wait for her to return?
She's typing. She says, I'm about to. It's claiming something weird, like Firefox can't be found.
Oh. She might just have to use Internet Explorer.
You mean Internet Exploder?
Alright. There we go.
Hey, Macarena.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Firefox was saying it couldn't be found after it crashed.
Hey, so Cassie's a weirdo and is all like, I want a projector. So apparently the rec room now has a projector screen. And
Okay.
so, what was the rest of it, Cassie?
She put up a little PowerPoint thing of these are the people that the dragon has been selling to. Above the names, it says a list of the people the dragon has been selling to.
Through this particular broker.
Yeah.
Because it's not an all-inclusive list, it's just that guy's stuff.
Uh-huh.
And Digger looks slightly shocked and disturbed at one of the names.
But what he said was,
He hasn't said anything. He just looks shocked and disturbed.
oh, I thought he said, who are these people?
Nope.
And then I said, I don't know any of these people. Except, of course, Chambers.
God fucking damn it, computer, stop it. I don't want to open that.
Open it anyway.
It seems to really want to open freaking Guild Wars for no reason. Trying to find the list. There's. So, what do we do with this information?
Well, if we were gonna go after the guns, we'd have to find these people and figure out where they have said guns. She pauses, looks at Digger. You okay there?
One of those people cannot be associated with this
Why not?
because he shouldn't even be in this damn country.
Who?
Get-
I mean, no. Most of these people are in different countries, so
Yeah? Which country is the last name from?
The U.S.
there's. Yeah, I get from the U.S., but I mean that he's from the U.S. The Dark Father's from China. Duke Salazar's from Bondra. Nobody's in the same country.
I,
Do you know this person?
yes. Give me a moment. And he stands up, and rather than walking down the hallway, he actually digs through the floor and heads off for a moment. Comes back like 30 seconds later, pops out of the ground with. He's got a large brown folder, like one of those government document type folders with like the string tie and everything, just packed with pages. Do you happen to have that dude's first name?
Considering I got the phone number from it.
It wouldn't have been in the information.
No, but it would have been like if I got the dude's phone number. then
Oh,
I could
yeah.
Trace that number. Okay. Yes.
And Josh, I don't remember what it was.
It was James.
Yes, it was James.
The only James Duggan I know in the U.S., which who knows how many James Duggans there are, but there's only one that I know that's Security Chief Duggan. And he pulls out the file and he kind of sets it on the table and filters through a few pictures. Like, most of them are like science documents. Like, you see obvious pictures of like Digger's brain through an MRI scan, sensor readouts.
It does exist.
Actually, at that comment, he actually picks it up and hands it to him. Yeah. And it's got perfectly normal activity, too.
Well,
Look at it. Evidence.
So
He sets it aside. Eventually, he gets to a picture, though, and he picks it out of the file. And it shows, like, a Digger, like, 4 years ago. Like, when he was, like, 16 or something.
Is he still buck-toothed?
No, he was never buck-toothed. What the fuck, Matt? This man was never buck-toothed. Anyway, but yeah, it's got a picture of like a late 16-year-old Digger, and there's a picture of a woman. She's in her late 30s in the lab coat and professional dress, pencil skirt, and this big hulking man in like a security officer's uniform and jacket. And he's like, that's James Duggan.
is he bald?
Yeah, he's shaved bald, like military style, shaved head, no facial hair to speak of.
I totally know this guy.
Yeah, everyone knows
in
this
real
guy.
life.
Eh,
I have, I have a James Duggan on my Skype.
that's ironic and funny.
And
Anyway,
he's
but yeah.
bald. And he's really tall.
He goes, that's James Duggan. And he sorts through and he pulls out a few other pictures of like him and James, obviously in some form of a boxing ring. Little teenage kid with this massive mountain of a man. He's the guy.
Kinky.
Anyway, he's the guy who taught me basically everything. He's ex-Special Forces Marine. He taught me how basically jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing, how to investigate stuff, basically how to be a vigilante. Most of what I know is basically from this guy.
Well,
That's why I'm incredulous. Why would he be involved in a freaking buying guns illegally?
well, let's not jump to conclusions on this. I mean, that's not. Yeah, sure. A lot of this is pointing that possibly that name is linked to the guy you knew, but there could always just be, someone else with a similar name.
I'm not rolling that as a possibility. I'm just saying, if it's this guy, I'm gonna be pissed.
Can I make a suggestion?
Okay.
The offer was made to us to purchase these weapons for good. Perhaps he did the same thing. If you know that weapons like this exist and you have no other way to counter them,
Hi.
I'm not saying it was a good choice, but if he was the one purchasing these weapons, it may not have been for terrible reasons.
I'm saying that I'm skeptical on why you would need to purchase magical firearms for a free outreach center in the middle of Colorado. That's not exactly something that's under a ton of threat. I'm probably going to need to make some calls. While I deal with that, what about the other two names?
Well, we already dealt with Chambers. That really only leaves the Teresa woman.
And excuse me. And there's a series of names. It's just a bunch of the ones in the first section are. 1 second. Grandfather's leaving, so he wanted to wave bye. Anyway, so the first one is a series of names that, due to the messages, are all associated with the ECS.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me. There's Duggan, Teresa, the Duke, and then a number of things just ECS connected. Sorry, I'm trying to not choke on part of dinner. Anyway, roll me a. Well, actually, I guess there's nothing to roll unless you guys are going to spend time to do it. But for right now, as far as the information that you guys were able to gather about, about this person just from the phone information, they didn't buy a ton of stuff, but they still did buy like a few crates worth of things, and certainly enough, at minimum enough for a security detail of some kind.
Okay.
But beyond that, the only other thing I guess really to pull from it is they have a French middle name, an English last name. I don't know.
What else? There's myriad know about Chief Duggan's involvement from the messages.
As far as scale of things that were discussed and actually purchased, it was there's a lot there. Not all of it being just weaponry. Some of it was just pretty much magically augmented. More rather than paying for delivery and a product, it was more paying for a service. Something was sent to Dragon Arms dealings and then sent back.
I see.
And the ECS stuff, those transactions look a lot like pretty much what the dude told you at the table. Like, yeah, we sell to ECS. We know that sometimes they butt heads with those like you, blah 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 blah, and so they need. It's their attempt at leveling the playing field, apparently, and like, so whichever part of the ECS that these guys happen to have, they had enough money to try and do that, whether it's for just general purpose having it or for a particular operation is not known.
I see.
But since ECS is not small, and their management tends to be countrywide,
right?
Like think pyramid schemes. Eventually, you have a guy who's at the top of your corporate region or whatever the fuck, and so that's where a purchase of that magnitude would probably have been made. So it's one of those. It was a bulk purchase, but at the same time, it may be one of those things that's very distributed anyway.
I see. Oh my. It seems I do need to make a phone call.
Good luck with that. I actually. In case you. Never mind. I'll be over here now.
I'm confused.
Bindweed's trying to be supportive.
So.
I don't know. I only heard a bunch of stuttering out of it, so I don't know. I'm stealing Emily's line. I don't know what's going on.
No, she was like, well, good luck with that. And it's like, but you know, I mean that not sarcastically.
Mhm.
Never mind. I'm just gonna be over here now. And then,
And the Digger's like, aw, Bindweed's trying to be supportive.
she's just like, so.
Thank you. It's good to know you care.
And then she learns he's been digging under the arbor.
And it all goes out the window.
Okay.
You're muted.
Well, no, because if he's digging under the arbor, that's like aerating the soil.
Yeah, it's healthy for plants. I'm like an earthworm.
Mole man.
Or son. We could just call you Worm.
I think that'd be worse.
That'd be worse. That'd be worse. That'd be
Yep.
worse.
Tim comes and sits on Digger's shoulder.
Does Tim start doing the worm?
I don't think Tim has the limbs to do the worm.
Okay, no, not Tim. The dog. The dog came in and like put his head.
It
on
climbed on Digger's
lap.
shoulder?
No, put his head on Digger's lap.
The dog has a grappling hook, you see.
I finished my damn sentence before you asked. But you weren't listening.
I know. No, I think he was doing that deliberately. He was listening. He just did that deliberately.
Yep.
Anyway,
Anyway, Pepper came in, put his head on your lap.
Mecha pupper.
yes. He pets the mechanical creature. Doesn't really have fur, so you can't really make pets.
I could have given it fur, but I didn't.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little bit weird. Like, okay, now we're gonna put these, glass eyes in there, and why does one of them keep turning to the right for no reason?
Anyway. So yes. Digger starts searching for his file for the phone number he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, like a different phone number than the one that I have for him.
Yes, I'm not looking for his phone number.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so who are you trying to call?
The doctor.
Oh, shit, I've trying to do a female voice while I'm having condition
Yeah!
issues. This is gonna be the weirdest, most butch-sounding sick chick yet in this game.
I mean,
Also,
you did the
she's
mortician.
Yeah, but that I did on purpose. Right now, I'm just stuffed up to hell.
Also, Matt, she's British.
Is she?
I've always imagined her with a British accent. You can do
Well,
whatever the fuck you want.
You didn't say it in the backstory, so I'm vetoing the shit out of that, because I'm not... You can cheerio and fuck right off.
Okay, so note to self:
No,
all
she's
future
Washingtonian.
backstories. No. All future backstories that we write for Matt for all characters must include a written out statement of what their accents and vocal tones sound like, so he can get it right. In triplicate.
And after that, no excuses.
Yes. After that, no
Uh-huh.
excuses. I'll put it in the backstory. You approved it.
Anyway, so... Are you, like, calling her on your cell phone, or are you, like, gonna
Yeah, he's just
Like,
straight calling.
go to the
calling this-
conference room?
No, Digger is straight calling her on his cell phone, like right with everyone sitting there, because he's got a pupper on his lap now, so he can't really move.
Okay. I have to try to remember. I don't remember what the doctor's name was.
Hang on, I'm fetching the exact name because I have it written down. I believe it was Roseberg, but I forgot the first name because I do that. Dr. Roseberg.
Well, to be fair, they would only ever go by Dr. Roseberg. Because,
Sure
you know,
enough.
people with PhDs, they are very particular.
Yeah.
Like, do you realize how much money I spent to be able to put this in front of my last name? You're gonna
Yeah.
fucking... I am a fuck-mothering vampire. I killed a lot of people to earn this title. I deserve to be called such.
Meanwhile, people can learn more about Digger than they ever wanted to know because all of his papers are spread out all over the table.
I have a goddamn PhD in vampiring. I don't know. Sorry.
Yep.
I imagine Bindweed is looking over the paperwork about his prior sexual partners. Like, wow, this list is pretty fucking vacant.
Myriad had anything that is invisible. Myriad has memorized, not necessarily on purpose. It's just
Previous sexual partners, 2.
Bindweed's giving him his privacy and not paying attention to those papers.
Did that.
That's his business.
Anyway, yes, her name is Dr. Eleanor Roseberg.
Okay. Okay, so Digger picks up the phone.
And
So-
that is the ringtone.
No. Well, the idea that I had was I was tempted to do it, but I don't think I was going to be like, "Hello, is this my little Balthan babe?"
Game ends then. There's no coming back from that. If anyone pulls a Darren in this game, we're not coming back from it. I'm sorry. The session will be over that night. It'll take a week for us to get back on track.
For those of you at home listening who don't know what the fuck we're talking about, in one of our Discord chats, Josh linked a freaking tabletop game that he's been listening to where it's a bunch of actors in the thing. One of them is an android in Star Wars universe that speaks Bothan. When he starts speaking in Bothan, he refers to everyone as his little Bothan baby.
If you are listening, his name is Darren DePaul. He does the voice of Reinhardt in Overwatch and a bunch of other stuff. Go look him up. He's amazing.
He's fucking hilarious. The look on his face as everybody else is losing their shit. He's just kind of like, yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Nothing. You're going to do nothing.
Because I'm playing the fucking crazy ass android. What up?
Anyway, so yes, Matt, I'm with great anticipation listening to the ringtone. Go bring, bring.
Do 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 do. Click. Hello?
Dr. Roseberg?
This is Jameson, is that you?
Yes, it is.
I've heard you've been doing so well lately. What? I would ask how things are going with you and all of that, but since you haven't spoken with me in a number of months, I'm going to assume something is wrong.
Right. I haven't called. I've been busy. I've been in other countries. I've been fighting dragons, Chinese liches, and political discourse.
Haven't heard anything about a dragon yet, but the rest of that sounds about right from the news.
Keep watching the news, you'll find out. So, how's the outreach been?
I'm sorry, I just had the moment of realization of you just non-ironically were talking about it. Are you actually in the process of trying to deal with something about a dragon?
That'd be sensitive case details, and we're not discussing that right now. But
Dragons are real?
apparently, I've encountered one and about to encounter a second. Though the first one might have been created by some form of mad science. But moving on.
That was more of a serpent.
So what? Orochi is Orochi.
Is that your
Eight-headed
girlfriend
snake.
in the background?
No, it's not my girlfriend.
No, I'm pretty sure it was his girlfriend.
That's not my girlfriend. That's baseball.
I'm back. I don't know what's going on.
That's baseball. That's not my girlfriend. That's, I guess, my commanding officer. Anyway.
The internet decided to shut down on me. So.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh.
I thought
Digger.
you were saying that in character.
No.
No, I knew what was going on in character.
Yeah, my mental image is that she just walked back in from the kitchen like, alright guys, I'm back, what's going on? Oh, he's on the phone. Well, he's like, no, that's not my girlfriend, that's baseball.
Yes, that's Digger is attempting to awkward his way through a phone conversation with the doctor who used to study his powers.
His prior base mom.
His prior base mom, yes.
She left that base mom for this one. Or he, sorry.
That's yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was more of a serpent, but nonetheless, still was probably communicated by some form of mad alchemy / magic. God, so what the hell is my life?
Well, last I checked, there was a thing about zombie parades and political discourse, so... And apparently something along the lines of a reaper.
Oh yeah, by the way, other dimensions exist, and Norse
I know.
mythology. Oh, of course you know. But Norse mythology might not be as mythological as we originally intended or thought.
You should send me an essay on that.
Whenever I get the time. I still only sleep like 4 hours a day.
Well, that's because you never quite learned as good time management as you could have.
So yes, just in a bit of a personal question. Does James Duggan still work for the Outreach?
Yes. Why?
Do you know if he might have had any dealings with any merchants or businessmen that exist here in Central Europe?
Digger, you already know how much time I spend in the lab and crunching data and such. I do not interfere with the security division's matters.
Right. So, but he does still work there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you need to discuss any particular matters with him, if there's anything that he may potentially be involved with or potentially have to be concerned about in the future, I would honestly suggest that you make a trip back out here and at least speak with him.
Ooh, okay. I guess I have access to teleporters. I could always do this. Anyway, thank you for your time. We'll talk again so shortly. I might attempt to bring said Valkyrie to you at one point. She's been having some questions about her abilities.
Well, anything that we can try and mutually learn is always, of course, helpful.
All right. Well, I will talk with Duggan then. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, and make sure to call back more.
Yes, Mom.
Don't you start giving me sass.
Still a teenager. I can still sass.
Aren't you 20?
No, I'm 19. I have 1 full year left to go. Thank you.
Because we were we're all 19, except like Chrome.
I remember that you could all legally drink, but that's pretty much as far as I ever remembered because I was like, at one point or another, it was going to start being a problem.
We could all legally drink in Germany.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, yeah. At that point, I believe phone call concludes.
Pretty much.
He looks around and is just kind of like, she's not actually my mother.
I'd hope not. That'd be just really weird.
That would be incredibly weird.
It'll also be directly ripping off the Hulk movie.
That would also be weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna want any direct info. I just called to confirm with her that he was actually still there and working there. And maybe she had some form of insight, like maybe they were doing a project or something. But no, looks like he's been doing this all on his own.
Paranoia, maybe?
Maybe. He is ex-military. They do tend to be a little paranoid.
Or was Trill trying to say that Digger's being paranoid?
No, the police chief.
Oh, no, he's security chief.
Or that one, then. It's something chief, that's all I remembered.
Anyway, so looks like I'm taking a trip to Colorado. That's gonna be fun. I'll get to see the folks. Go to the old hideout.
I'm going with Digger.
To what?
Well, we always take partners.
She's got a
What
point.
Digger kind of like tilts his head. Yeah, because normally we're walking into a dangerous country that hates us or something like that. What could possibly happen in Colorado?
And you just made it so that there is something that's gonna happen if you go alone.
It is technically society business, so
True. Digger's still trying to puzzle out what could possibly happen in Colorado.
I'm going with Digger.
Contact high.
That's what I was about to say. The only thing that happens in Colorado is pot.
Yes, but then you just made it so that there will be something happening. By saying so.
yeah, and pot happens down the alley from where I live too. That doesn't mean anything.
No, I mean that like that's all that people do is pot. Like it's not illegal there. But if you want to come, I guess you can. We'll go hang out in my cave or something.
I wasn't gonna make the joke, but I have to confirm Digger for lewdness.
Okay, make the joke.
That is
Do it in
the
character
joke.
right now. Oh.
No,
So Trill just busts out a oh.
no, it's the confirmed for lewdness. Just the comment.
Oh. It's not that kind of cave.
And that is how we have now done the jump where, since that is just a meme on this SMRT Discord, if it's now a meme in the game, that means it is real.
Oh my.
I just okay. If you're gonna go, to Colorado, and take someone with you, wouldn't it be smarter to take someone else so that unless, I guess, if we don't need to do any more cyber investigation, I guess we can look into the other people. But wouldn't it?
Yes.
I mean, if we need to look up more stuff,
As long as I have access to a network, I'm good.
okay.
I mean, if you want to go with Digger, you could have some alone time with him.
Digger face palms.
I didn't hear it.
That's because it happened in character. You should get a sound effect for it.
That's what I have you for.
Yes, Digger face palms.
Never mind.
I mean, I don't have to go with him. I just thought it would be good that somebody did.
It's fine. I'm just trying to be helpful in the investigation, but you got it all under control, so do what you want.
Marion just frowns. Just looks at Bindweed for a second, then looks away.
I really think it doesn't matter who goes to the Colorado guys because again, nothing happens in Colorado.
Does it? Does nothing happen?
If something does, well, I'll be there to deal with it, and it will be fine. So, for all I care, you could all come. Everyone can come. Bindweed can oogle the plants in my cave. And, yeah, it doesn't matter. Everyone can come if they want.
I mean, so far, really, your friend is really the only one we have a lead on.
And we're probably going to need a lot more than 3 names if we're going to stop all of the drug trade or the gun trade in this area and make it not worth it to the dragon to continue trading in this region. But it's a start.
I'm sorry, I just like to get out of character for a moment. Did Matt say there was a list of more names? It was just that they're all known members of the ECS.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did.
Well, not priorly known, but it's easy to put it together based on the communication that the broker had.
Okay.
So yeah, we can also do that, where we go after those people and stop their gun trade. But yeah, this I want to deal with because this has the potential to be, yeah. I feel an ounce of personal responsibility for this.
Well, I'd just like to remind you that the gun trade itself is not technically illegal.
This
Yeah.
is true.
So, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I understand that this person is, important part of your past. But, maybe you should just try to think of it that way. Don't jump to any conclusions. I mean, I'm not saying don't go and talk to him. Just
I am attempting to do that with my very best effort.
Who's going to Colorado?
Me?
And is there any side stuff that potentially needs to be done, or is there? Because if not, then just everybody should go to Colorado. It makes it that much easier.
Yeah, I really don't think there's much side stuff that can be done.
I could go try and investigate Teresa Fleur Oswald. No.
Hey, you
No,
could.
go to Colorado.
I guess
Well,
mine means being dragged to Colorado.
Because I was gonna pretty much what I was gonna say is that if we're gonna do a split the party thing, then honestly, what is gonna need to just kind of come down to is, okay, so these are the party members that are going over here, and then this thing is gonna be dealt with, and then the other thing it's gonna be okay. Everybody just throw me a series of roles, and it's kind of one of those that can be taken care of off camera because splitting the party is a bitch to do. To manage appropriately, especially for an in-session thing.
Yep.
So
Besides, it really does sound like everyone wants to go to Colorado for some reason, despite nothing is going to happen there.
Finally doesn't. She was just trying to be like a good investigator. Like, take Trilla with you, and this bitch can sit here and sit at the computer and do her thing. Damn it.
yeah, but do you really want Digger and Trill in the same, having to make the same investigation rolls? Think about their rolling history.
Yeah, he's gonna get like 20s. I'm gonna get like 1.
He's gonna get 20s only on shit that is not important, like the people's elbow. Make me a performance check just to see how well you're selling it. It's like, boom, nat 20. All right. Hey, this combat's kind of kicking your guys' asses. You should probably try and make a roll. All right, I'm gonna try and do this thing that I've spent 2 turns setting up. Nat 1. Son of a bitch.
This is why I'm an awful, awful soul. Anyway,
Okay, so
Digger actually looks at Bindweed. You should probably come to Colorado too. I have some interesting plants.
it's pot.
And no, it's not pot. I know that's what you're going to think because I mentioned Colorado and plants in the same sentence, but no, it's not pot. It's some form of ferns.
See, I don't know what these things are, but they just started growing in my hideout. I think I should be concerned.
Is that the character?
Alright, whatever.
No.
Fine. Jeez.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
She's going to Colorado. You guys know stepping out of the teleporter. You're all high.
I bring all of my drones.
No. Digger punches in some unusual coordinates. Computer chimes in. Sir, are you aware that coordinate is 5 miles under the surface of the Earth in Colorado?
Josh, you remember how your guys' teleporters can only take you to or from other teleporters?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They're not those sort of teleporters. We don't have boom tube tech. Curse you, Phalanx! Figure out better teleportation tech.
If you put one of my teleporters down there, I could teleport myself.
That doesn't help me.
Josh, you're a digger. Once we get to Colorado, you can take us down there.
Okay.
Shut up.
We're just gonna rewind the part where you actually tried to do stuff. Because apparently it can't happen, and Digger's not dumb, and therefore would not attempt to do that.
I don't know, he is kind of a spaz. He might just forgot.
I don't think he'd forget how teleporters work.
I need to put in these GPS coordinates and then put in an altitude.
And it's a negative altitude.
Meanwhile, the computer, like, he gets halfway through putting in the GPS coordinates, the computer's going like, invalid receiver code. Does it like 2 or 3 times. He just types out the whole damn thing. He's like, why isn't it working?
Yeah, I think Digger's smarter than that with his... What is it? What do I even have for intelligence? I forgot.
I think he's slightly above average.
Yeah, with his slightly above average intelligence, I think Digger's okay.
He has an intelligence of 14.
Oh, so he's pretty decent.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think Digger...
Excuse me. Okay, so.
We arrive in Colorado. Where do we arrive in Colorado?
Fuck, you think I know anything about Colorado?
I know Denver, and that's about it.
You arrive in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, it's a major city. There's
It's not
probably a teleporter there.
And it's relatively close. That's pretty much, yeah, the biggest, population center.
Mhm.
So, yeah, sure. You guys show up in the base of another supergroup.
With all of my drones.
With all of your drones.
That's a lot of drones.
Well, none of the building drones.
You guys, as the light from the teleporter fades away, you see the edgelordiest McEdgelord there. It's this chick who's like 6 foot even.
Mm-hmm.
She's got ankle length black hair, a trench coat, and her hair's just perfectly straight, and she's like, she had been walking down the hallway at the end, past the door or whatever to the teleporter room, and she's just kind of looking off to the right side with.
As she hears 29 incoming teleports.
Exactly. So you can just tell she just kind of stopped at that point, and she's like just looking at the teleporter.
Is her trench coat closed, or is it like open 90s style?
Hmm?
So it's kind of like a cape. Nothing. Never mind.
Yeah, no, like she straight up looks like she just stepped out of the Matrix.
Oh my.
And she's got like a long sword and a broadsword, X holster style across her back. You can tell that there are guns on her hips too, and she's just sitting there with a plate in her left hand, a fork in her right, and a slice of cheesecake there. She just stopped mid motion and she's looking at all of this stuff.
She's got pouches everywhere.
Hey Matt, does Digger know who this is, considering he used to operate in this area?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
What's her name?
She goes by Nemesis.
Mm.
Oh my god, really?
Digger's like, sup, Nemesis?
Tall.
We just need to use the front door.
Yes.
She has a partner.
Yeah? What's his partner's name? What's his partner's name?
You don't sound done.
What, Cassie?
She says, I'm done with all of you. You don't sound done. You're laughing.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Josh, did you see it?
I did not.
Roll 20 chat.
Cassie,
What?
I retract my invite to the space game.
What's
I make a pun and Cassie gets kicked out. This is the best thing ever. I didn't even get punished for my own badness.
Oh wait, I
What
thought
did
it was
I
Cassie.
do?
I thought all I saw was the pink in the chat, and I thought Matt's was Cassie's icon because they're both pink. Everyone on chat, look at this
one
shit.
is specifically a pony.
It doesn't matter. They're tiny and pink. I just read the thing that.
So yes, Nemesis's partner is Nemabro. It's her brother. Josh, you know Digger would be actually fairly familiar with her brother. Her brother is the one who's a lot more active in the superheroingness.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And the two siblings here are very contrary to one another.
Okay. Is he a colorful hippie?
Close. He's very colorful. He has a rainbow suit and his name is Hans.
I see the Drumlin Sparkle party has not ended.
He is a necromancer.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yes.
And you give me shit when I bring in when I referencing Fox. You're a Cassie, you're back in the space game. Matt, you're out. There, the problem has corrected itself. And I can't do anything. What?
You know her?
By reputation, she operates in this area. And I did as well before I joined up.
What's her deal?
Palming. Out of character face.
She's like super tall.
Also, she just as a general thing, she has like 3 ranks of attractive.
Like, what's her deal?
Despite the, the like she is full tilt like hyper goth with her makeup and all of that crap. Every article of clothing is black. She's got combat boots.
I don't need any more. You said tall. That was good enough. Mine's all like, what's her deal?
What's your deal?
What's up? How you doing? You come here often?
What's her deal?
Digger whispers back to Bindweed a bunch of stuff she doesn't really want to know, like what her powers are, what's her sort of claim to fame.
Her powers are that she is actually a really damn good shot. She has super reflexes, and kind of like I said, kind of antithetical to her brother. She actually has a number of extra powers that are really good at functionally purging the undead. Really,
Purge the undead.
That's not what I meant, Digger. Jeez.
Meanwhile, she's over there like, she's just the front door, right? You remember where it's at?
Of course I remember where it's at. Maybe.
All right.
Possibly.
I'll tell Hans. Hi. Hi.
Crap.
All of the drones wave.
Okay, that's kind of cool, but creepy.
Megan grins. Why, thank you.
Digger is trying to figure out what she meant by what's her deal, but not like what she does in the serial setting. Digger's still trying to figure that one out for a minute.
Anyway, Yeah, I'll tell Hans you said hi. I guess let us know what it is that you need to do sometime later.
Sure, we'll get back to you. I'm just going on a business/personal visit. Personal visit that might become business. Is he still with the German Sparkle Party thing?
Less that. Whatever. He's. I don't even know anymore.
Still raises the dead. Looks like a rainbow.
Yeah, overly huggy post missions. Still, yeah.
I thought our group was weird.
So,
Our group is weird.
yeah.
And she points to the drones. And Tim waves. He didn't wave before, but now he's waving.
Tim's adorable. He's an exception, I guess.
Who's Tim?
Digger points at the drone that is now waving, the one closest to Myriad. She's named every one of them.
I
Are
didn't name all of them. I named this one.
My mistake.
I thought you had named all of them. Like you said that she had a name for all of them, but you weren't gonna bother figuring out what each of the names were.
She might like internally have names for all of them. Just kind of in her head that, like when you have a litter of kittens and you have litter names for all of them, like that. But they're not specifically named. It's just how she tells the difference between them.
Yeah, but anyway, at this point, Nemesis just kind of look after the whole. She's named all of the thing. Well, Nemesis just kind of looks at Myriad like, you're one of those people that calls them puppers on Tumblr, aren't you?
Do you have any peppers?
And we're done. And she starts walking down the hallway.
And
Fine.
Myriad just ruined Bindweed's chance.
Not necessarily.
God damn it.
No, it's like all of a sudden she starts. It's like
hates Myriad now.
it's like all of a sudden that Bindweed starts getting onto Hero Society Facebook or face page or whatever.
Surrounded by unhelpful people.
So I have a question though. What color is Bindweed's face at this point?
Green.
Just still green? No blush. Oh, okay.
Anyway, Digger leads the party out of the base. And almost as he gets out the door, he stops for a minute and just dead in his tracks. Oh, that's what you meant by that. What's her deal? My bad.
Else could I possibly have meant?
Frankly,
I don't know.
most people I think would have assumed that the question was, why is she full emo goth?
Myriad leans a little bit close, like, you realize they probably have security here. Somebody could be watching. And hearing your conversation. Let's go.
I thought they were outside the base. I'm confused.
Oh, I thought they were still walking through the base.
No, it's like right as they get out the door, Digger realizes what Bindweed meant. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he, as he resumes walking, he's just like, "To be honest, I have no idea. I know her only in the capacity that we both work for the same organization, and that she's been at this longer than me."
Don't think she's cute.
Yeah, she considers it for a moment.
If the answer is anything but yes, you're a liar, Digger.
He goes, "I guess. Never thought about it before."
I'm not into girls, but she's pretty.
And tall. I like tall.
So Bindweed's slowly rubbing her thighs together.
say that like she has no self-control. Jesus.
Okay. So. Josh, what's the range on your tremor sense, by the way?
I thought we said it was like some 10,000 feet at this point.
Yeah, because it... Well, was it 10,000 or 5,000? Because I'm trying to remember... What is the rank at?
I have rank 3 of extended.
Okay.
Which I don't have the book open with me right now, but I can grab it off the shelf behind me.
Oh man, if you have any plants in the base, I could not do anything because I'd be creeping wrong.
That would be ethically questionable. And I would never do anything like that. Don't bring up my priors.
So Digger, in an attempt to write his correction, Matt, I'm gonna throw a check
Uh-huh.
really quickly, just while we're role playing stuff. What would it be for me to like pick my own brain and be like, what have I heard about Nemesis?
Are we talking about specifically the is she gay or not?
Is she into chicks? Yes. Because Bindweed tried to be supportive before, so now Digger's like, I should be nice. I should not be a failure at social skills.
Roll me, I guess a straight intelligence roll.
Okay. This will be good, because it doesn't matter. Alright. D20 plus 2. I got to 8.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Yeah, Digger's like, yeah.
He's like, I'll put it this way. You remember that there were a few points where mid-mission and whatnot, you realized, wow, she's really flexible. And those leather pants do her a lot of favors. Not that she really needed much to get any favors to begin with, because damn. She's very shapely.
Yes, indeed.
So, you don't really remember much about her orientation. You just remember that Digger, being the socially awkward around girls as he is, he's like, she has a nice butt, and then he pulls up his bandana, and then he proceeds to walk away.
Is there anything, as somebody who, just lived in America and followed the Hero Society in general, would know?
She's fairly small time. Her brother's the outgoing, ostentatious one. She's the, why are you so weird?
I need to find more excuses to come to Colorado.
Because she doesn't have a Tumblr.
What, Cassie?
So she goes and looks for a blog. Because she doesn't have a Tumblr. She's got a blog.
Uh-huh.
She's still using like live journal.
Yes, she is.
What you find is a MySpace.
Oh,
fuck! I do find a MySpace though.
Sure.
Okay. What can I find out on her MySpace?
She has it set to private.
What can I find on her MySpace?
How are you gonna make your computers roll?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I just like to take a moment and say I love that we've just stopped everything. You're not.
Well, let's face it. This is like the first time that Bindweed has taken any interest in anything and didn't stutter about it. So everyone's like, this must be a huge deal. We need to support our friend.
I got a 35. What did I find on her damn MySpace?
No, to be fair, I made you roll because there is still that possibility of rolling a 1, and this is you we're talking about.
I did not roll a 1.
There, you see lots of pinup pictures going either way, but it's largely I guess mid to light bondage, and the trend is because she's 20. We'll go with 24. She's 24, but about 6 years ago is when it started, or not 6. About 4 years ago, sorry, is when it's mostly lots of hunky dudes.
But so it still is lots of hunky dudes, or
Between 6 years ago to 4 years ago, it was kind of a mixed bag between gals and guys. And then in the last 4 years, it's like 90% guys. And there's a lot of angsty music.
she turns to bindweed. I don't think she's what you're looking for. Pulls out a little iPad, shows her Facebook. Or shows her MySpace, I mean. But I tapped that, pointing at one of the pictures of the guys. Matt went, they lost connection.
He boofed.
No.
He boofed.
He boofed. Poof. Poof.
There he is.
I have returned.
Look, I'm back.
Just for whatever reason, the call's like, yeah, I ran into an error. It's like, okay.
Oh my.
But yeah, as I was getting ready to say, so when you had Bindweed starting to show some interest, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be fair about this. I'm going to throw some rolls. And so the first one was a, is she or isn't she? And then it was a, okay, so she's not now. Was she at any point? Yes or no? And then it was how long ago. And so with how the dates turned out, it's pretty much a, I guess she gave it a good old college try. And then it was like, clitorises are just too much work for me.
This is. Oh my. Okay. And
Tall monster.
Never
So-
know. Maybe if you stalk the Hero Society group Facebook page, maybe you'll be able to try and start, wooing her online. Maybe convince her that the labia is the way to be a.
oh my god.
It was terrible.
I was under pressure. I can't perform in these conditions.
Just like every other man.
Anyway,
Oh.
however, Dig catalogs his interest from bindweed into his brain. Note to self: next time we take to bindweed out to a club. Well, next time me and Frida take bindweed out to a club, goth club.
Tall goths.
Oh,
What's funny is like she's just like tall, and he's like, take her to a goth.
oh my. Anyway, so yes, they're out of the thingy. He's like, group hug? Or do you just want to get all there on your own?
Hug.
There are 25
The
drones.
drones? No, the drones were staying so that they can teleport.
So they've stayed with Colorado Hero Society. Okay.
Because isn't their teleport range like 5 miles?
Something like that.
You should know this is your character.
But I have to pull up the sheet every single time. And also, I was going to ask you if I can adjust that teleport range.
No, I said we already discussed that and said that your teleport was staying Your character stuff was staying where it was.
No, my personal teleport was staying where it was. I was gonna ask if my drones could teleport further.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. They're summons. You just have to make sure this is done before the combat.
Okay. Well, at some point, I'm gonna have to adjust their sheets to do so.
I mean, frankly, the big thing is because of how we mechanically set your stuff up. If you're like, I'm going to build a new one just before this fight, and I'm going to bring them here, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want to move points around for the drones, I don't care. You just can't do it in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
Because that makes no sense. Anyway. So, everybody group hugs, and they're going for a trip. Right?
So, where do we want to go? Do you want to go straight to the, this is out of character, by the way. Do you want to go straight to the outreach, or should we kick it in Digger's base for a bit and stall for time?
Well, I
Let's
mean,
go
Digger
to the
did
base
promise
so
some
we can
plans,
put
but
the teleporter into the base.
That was part of the plan, wasn't it? Okay. I don't know if it'll work, by the way. Because how long did you say that her teleport was able to be done?
I'm looking at the book. Once I pull it up.
Okay.
Because I may wind up having to change it from, like, take some of the flaws away and give it less actual points
Uh-huh.
to make it not be on the short range table.
Yeah, if it's on the short range table, it's already not in miles.
I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking.
Okay, so is it on the short range?
The flaw, it says it was on the short range flaw, but
Okay.
that's for the drones.
Mm-hmm. So that means that over a distance of power rank times 100 feet as a move action is the only one they can do. They cannot do the full round teleport long distance thing.
Okay. Now, where is the extended range table?
Extended range table is in the core book on page 69. So what is the power rank of your teleport on the drones?
It's right now at rank 14.
Rank 14 would be 2 billion miles.
So if I knocked it back down to rank 7...
200 miles.
Okay.
And that's why we put it on short range, because that is kind of ludicrous.
I'm never gonna use the full 200 miles, but
then you could have her be in Hamburg, and they could be in the Bondurant capital doing shit.
but I can't control them from that far away. 5 miles, I think, was my controlling thing.
And their teleport is right now 1,400 feet.
So I'm
So
wondering, can I give them a longer teleport by not putting it on the short range table?
it will then bump up the cost by 1 point per rank on the teleport by removing the flaw.
I know, which is why I would knock down the power range.
Aw.
That was the point.
Let's try and deal with this later.
Okay.
Anyway,
So, never mind. I'm gonna have to walk there with my drone. So I don't hug.
We'll call a cab. Or, I guess, a bus.
or you could still group hug. A lot of her drones fly at what, flight 4 or 5?
That's true.
They
Easily enough. So, yes.
fight for.
Yeah, so they're still flying at like 100 miles an hour. Your drones still fly faster than 4 trill.
Poor Trill.
To be fair, she can still will herself to travel at 50 miles an hour. I wish I could do that shit.
Alright, so. Yeah, that doesn't answer the question. Do we want to go to Digger's old hideout first or straight to the outreach?
Oh, we were gonna say the hideout.
Okay. So yeah, Digger takes you into the dark, and as you emerge, it is still dark. Though after a while, Bindweed can sense his plants. Eventually, Digger moves about and turns on something. You hear, I sound like a generator starting up.
Josh, weren't they also supposed to be like phosphorescent?
The plants? No, they're not. They're just normal plants.
Oh.
Yeah, but it starts up a string of. Okay, Digger's base is like a college dorm, honestly, in a cave. So it's lit with a series of hanging construction lights and strings of Christmas lights. Just boom. And you're in a cave that is largely circular in nature and has a large divot in the center on which he's placed some like catwalk grating over it. And there's plants down the middle, which is like why there's oxygen in this tiny cave. Digger's apparently hooked up some form of like thermal generator to provide power. And there's a bunch of like really dusty equipment in here. Like it's really kind of like superheroes first vigilante base, police scanners and things like that. A couch that's largely ripped up and not very nice. And he's like, "Welcome to Casa de la Diga." My hole in the ground.
Wouldn't it be L Digger?
Shush, I have a contact eye. Anyway, have no idea how the plants got down here, but provides oxygen, so livable space.
Apparently, they don't need sunlight because you don't have any lights on, unless they're on a timer.
They do have a timer rigged up.
The drones just kind of spread out a little bit, and they go to the walls and sleep mode.
How did they?
You said they could fly.
They're underground, Cassie.
Not into an underground
Cave.
Okay, well, you said that they could fly to the place, and they'd be fine. I'm confused. It's like the whole thing, we were gonna drop off the drones, and when I said that I was, they couldn't teleport there, you said that's alright though, because they can fly. And I got
okay.
that it was underground.
Okay, well, because you also said you were going to just walk to it. You can't walk to a bubble underground that's 5 miles in the earth.
It's cool. Digger can ferry them down and we can drop them off. He'll just ferry 29 drones underground.
You had said that they could fly, so I thought that they would be flying.
Anyway, yeah, this is where I used to operate.
Mhm.
I haven't been down here in like a year.
Yes.
He's kind of obviously coming to the thing of like, damn, like between where we live now and where I used to live or where I used to hang out here, it was really primitive.
Seems just like you, then.
Ouch.
What? It's a hole in the ground. Okay, that sounds bad too. I just. Never mind.
Well, she is right. It is literally a hole in the ground.
Yes, literally. That's all I meant.
So he used to seriously just work out of this bunker and no one thought anything of it.
I mean, not really. I got a lot of the equipment through basically being a lab rat for Eleanor Rosenberg. Like, the outreach would provide you an allowance if you were willing to, basically just be a physics lab rat. Run on treadmills real nice and invest extra time. So that's where I bought some of the stuff and the pipes for the generator, the electrical stuff. And yeah, this is where I used to work out of. There's food in the fridge too, if you want some, and some beer.
I
I
wouldn't
haven't been here for a
trust
year. I
that.
wouldn't. Yeah.
A for effort, though.
I don't know. Where did you guys work out of when you started out?
Well, sort of my house, and then kind of, the surrounding. Well, maybe not surrounding, but the nearest woodland area. And then then I didn't work out of anywhere for a while. And now I work out of homework. So,
I was still kind of trying to juggle high school at the time, so there wasn't anything special. It's just out of where I lived.
Huh.
So I kind of do wonder if New Jersey had the kind of outreach stuff that you were talking about.
It's a government outreach. I mean,
yeah,
I guess
didn't really know about that either.
it's mostly for kids. Like, if you don't know what your powers are or what they can do, or the whole point is basically just to get analyzed and figure out how you do and what you do it. Sorry, that came out really weird. What you do and how you do it, and then learn control. And then most kids after that kind of just leave. The ones that would like to make a little money on the side can, like I said, run on to treadmills.
Mm-hmm.
It's all for science,
I guess it's a little different if you're like born with it.
I know a few people who I met at outreach who weren't born with their powers. I mean, let's face it, people get powers through weird ways.
Yes. Yes, they do. But I just meant when it comes to I don't know, I guess being found or being pointed in the right direction.
Yeah,
there's more warning or a longer time. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I remember that I did have to travel quite a ways to get to the outreach, though, but that wasn't so much a big deal for me once I learned, how to dig fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, guess I was lucky in that regard.
Well, I suppose so. Of course, I can step through trees, so I mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess, just a lot of what ifs, and I guess it's probably better not to think about it.
The way that I see it, could always be worse.
No.
You could be stuck with powers that don't really amount to anything, that seriously you're wondering, how are you ever going to use them? For all you know, you're able to talk. You'd be like able to, I don't know, talk to dogs.
Well, if that had been all that happened to me, then I probably wouldn't have ended up in jail. So that might have been for the best.
Possibly, yeah.
Jeez.
Well, now that I've made everything awkward, I'm going to go and check out these plants. So, yeah.
Honestly, they're fairly ordinary plants, other than the fact they've somehow managed to live underground. Garden ferns, some other assorted, just standard stuff. Honestly, don't tell Matt, but I'm trying to make it look like the cave hideout from Champions Online.
Yeah, but that one has a hole in the ceiling for ventilation.
That's true, but Digger doesn't need that.
No. Well, okay. Like in theory, even with the plants there, he would, because eventually they'd suffocate if they used up all the carbon dioxide.
That's true. It's very true.
So unless he had something else in there respirating for their benefit.
You find a series of small snails and other like creatures underneath that have basically made this place into a small. It's like one of those like terrarium in a jar things that are a sealed ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure something works out. Fine, we just go there and starts talking to the plants.
Talking with the plants?
Yes.
Dude, it's been so boring in here.
There's no sunlight. Just this lamplight. Tastes kind of stale.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Matt's apparently calling it for tonight.
Okay.
So I guess this is where we stop for now. Maybe we'll pick up later. I don't know.